Everybody, and welcome to FNL Radio or FNL Live. People, this is episode 3 for this new version of FNL Radio, everybody. So thank you all first off for watching the new version of FNL because, we are, this whole different era for us, like I've been describing to you all. So it's been something that's been fun. And I've been cracking my ass up watching us. So thank you all for watching and cracking up with us as well. People continue to like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, everybody. But this is FNL Live. It's your boy Doc, and got Monique on the other end as well.
Hey, my loves. How's everybody doing out there tonight?
Yes, look, Monique, like she got her Fenty Beauty on.
We're going to talk about that a little later. Not Fenty, but I want to see what the girls think about Fenty. But we'll talk about it later.
Yes, so we have a lot to talk about, everybody. It's been like a little slow news week, so we gathered what we could gather for tonight's show. People, we still gotta be in business for some way or somehow. So we, have enough stories to talk about now. As you all see, tonight I am in a different section of the place.
Okay, what section are we in tonight?
Don't come back that the video appeared to you as soon as I said that. Let me find out Google trying to be a little shady and be on your side since you're still trying to collect this imaginary check.
Okay.
But I am currently in my under renovation office / guest bedroom. This is the third room in the place, so
We got 3 bedrooms.
I have 3 rooms.
Okay, FNL management must be paying you very nice, honey. I hear that. I guess when you own and operate the company, rooms just fall out the sky, honey. You get a room and you get a room and you get a room. Wow. Okay, I hear you. And I see it. Okay.
Well, this is not FNL management money or anything. Stop believing people that don't believe the hype. There is no FNL funds being dispersed into this place that I'm currently living in. Although it is my 3rd place of residence in the past 3 years, I believe. But that's neither here nor there. I just had to find a place where I was comfortable at, and I feel more comfortable here.
Okay. Well, you know what? All that matters, Regis, is that you're comfortable. If you are comfortable, then I am comfortable. I guess that is all that matters.
Yes. So, kind of pretty sure you're comfortable with those hardwood floors as well. So now we share something common. We have hardwood floors in both of our places now.
I am also in a new place tonight. I'm actually downstairs in my family room. Because my son is having a sleepover. So the kids are upstairs, and I just kind of got them settled. They're in the bed watching a movie on Netflix. But I told you guys last week I did not like the lighting in my office. So I tried something different. So I'm downstairs in my family room on my couch. So we'll see what works best for me. I guess comfort is the key word here. And just like Reginald, I would like to be comfortable as well.
Yeah, so I'm on this couch right now that I purchased from the thrift store for $25 that I'm trying to flip real quick, but it's a King Hickory though, so it's a very expensive couch. So I'm trying to flip it on the streets real quick for a profit. So, anyways, thank you all for tuning in to tonight, everybody. Now, remember you can watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/GOCENT10. I have not edited the past 2 videos into audio format as I was supposed to. I know I told you all that. But for those who are accustomed with FNL Radio, know that we don't do things on time when we say we're going to do it.
Never, ever, ever.
Like God, like Jesus, he might be there when you want him, but he will be on time. Well, he'll be there when he needs to be. So, we will get to.
Pastor, you can't get the scripture right.
Look, I had a little Seagram's gin.
You've been talking to Pastor Basie. It's a basic skate.
Shout out to Pastor Skanks. And all the pastors in the universe right now. But so yeah, eventually it will be on YouTube. That might be my project tomorrow. Now I might be going to Delaware tomorrow. Might
stay on the road.
I haven't been on the road in a while, so that's not being on the road. I was here in the 757. I partaken in the Spare Times. Now, Spare Times got a Groupon. I was tempted to get that Spare Time Groupon on for $24. Now, I didn't read the details on it. Cause I figure this is bad news. I'm not trying to spend my last hours.
Okay. Damn last hours. I would be in bad news tomorrow myself, actually. So
you get your high sodium rice.
I sure will be partaking in some of that. I'm coming home. My mom has a hair appointment tomorrow, so I need to take her to her hair appointment and just have some other things I need to tie up at home with her. So I shall be in Newport News, and shout out as always the #1 Chinese, because I will be there to get my shrimp fried rice and my yak, as my husband calls it, yakka. So,
so I mean, I might one day, if I have a good bulletproof vest on, might try some of that rice. So, you know, because you gotta have a bulletproof vest for the bullets and then also for dog bites, because you know, might still got some dog on you. So I do appreciate you all tuning in. Now, as we always do, as with the radio show we do here on FNL Live too. So we're going to discuss our week in review, everybody. So my week it seemed like this week actually went by a little fast. I don't remember. It seemed like we just did the show and here we are again. So this week has been pretty calm for the most part. Irma didn't come. You know, there was a lot of speculation last week, you know, with the predictions and everything that Irma. And shout out to all of our listeners that's in the Florida area, our listeners that's, you know, in Mexico, there was an earthquake there. And then just everywhere that's impacted by Hurricane Irma. So we definitely send our prayers to you all, and hopefully you all are up, you know, and doing good right now. I know I had a homeowner who actually is renting her property in Virginia Beach, but she's living in Florida, and she was impacted by Hurricane Irma. So she was telling me how everything was, you know, they're out like with water and out of power, and because she uses the well water system, you know, you gotta have electricity with that too. So that messed her up for a good 2 weeks. So good week. So, you know, again, prayers to everybody. Hopefully y'all, you know, getting back on your feet and everything like that. And there was
no shitty ass company. I bet y'all still gonna charge them the association dues, ain't you? They the stress.
So then moving on to
and yes, for everybody that was affected by Hurricane Irma and even Harvey, still prayers up. We are still praying for you guys. So
yes,
definitely hope you guys will find some relief soon. My aunt just got a job with FEMA, so she will start on Monday. She's going to be a contractor for FEMA in the call center, taking calls and assisting you know, the victims of those hurricanes with trying to process claims and find aid and relief and assistance. So my aunt Keisha will be helping you guys out. So
okay. So that's definitely really good there. And then we also have, we talking about Hurricane Harvey. So remember we talked about there was going to be a telethon that was going to be happening, and I can't think of the name of the telethon right now, but it was on TV earlier this week. But the telethon, they had Kelly Rowland, they had Beyonce, there was Nicki Minaj, Justin Bieber, a lot of people that came together to help raise funds for the victims of the Hurricane Harvey, and they actually raised $4.4 million in the process. So bravo to everybody who donated, and again, there's a lot of places you can donate to people. Now I know I slipped up. I think I said I donated to Red Cross on the first, when we did the first show. It was actually, I can't forget the name of the organization. It wasn't Red Cross though, but there are organizations you can.
LLC, was that the organization you donated to? Would that be it?
On behalf of FNL Radio, I did donate.
Your third bedrooms and whatnot. Is that who you donated to? Reginald Scott LLC.
I did not create myself a GoFundMe or anything that. But but the thing is, you got to make sure you do your research when you're donating to different people. So, you know, for me, people, you know, I'm one of those people. I'm not cheap. But I'm wary of who I donate to, because I'm wary of who's going to be getting the money and where it's going to be going to. So with Red Cross, for example, Red Cross, and actually Debbie Smith made this. I was listening to her show on Revelations on Edson Radio on Sirius XM. And she was made a good point where if you donate to Red Cross, you know, they have to disperse the administration fees. The head person got to get paid. Then they don't just disperse it to that one cause in particular, like they'll disperse it to other things that's going on. So in this case in particular, in our own backyard here in the, you know, in the country, in the East Coast, we want to make sure that we get everything to, you know, the Hurricane Irma victims or anyone in Harvey and down south. So those are things that you make sure you go. It's an organization that's donating directly to the cause and not holding money here in the pot for something else than this, than other. While everyone else needs help, you know, there's one thing. And we do help a lot of people overseas and everything, but here in our own country, you know, we got to help some people, you know, that's really dealing with stuff right now. So again, shout out to everybody who's been donating. There's been people that's been taking trips, even as far as from Philly down to Houston, donating goods and holding drives and things like that. I know one of my friends that lives in Richmond, CVA, they have an organization that's there where they were doing things for the hurricane victims as well. So again, a lot of people are doing really good things, and actually, when one of those events might be coming up, I might be in Richmond. I know always I'm with me in Richmond, and I don't show up. I'm not a hologram. Shout out to Got to Be Real and Whitney, but I will show up. I will show up to Richmond one good day.
Well, we shall welcome you. We hope to see you soon.
I was actually supposed to be up there this weekend.
You're supposed to be up here every weekend, aren't you?
I'm not going to keep making any. I sound like a broken record now, trying to push an album that's never coming out. Shout out to Carrie Hilson, but I will make sure that I will eventually.
My name is Carrie. I'm so very fly. Oh my, it's a little bit scary. You know, every time we talk about her, you know, just got to put that plug in.
Carrie. So
the pretty girl rock.
So but that's how my week has been. My mission is to get this place taken care of. Now I don't feel alone because shout out to my homie Brad. He actually just texted me today, although he has an injury. So we're going to, I guess, give him a prayer request, I suppose, since he had a dislocated rotator cuff or whatever he had done. But he just now getting his place in order too, and he's been moved for about 3 weeks now. So
management funded him as well about 3 weeks ago.
No, I don't fund the people, but
yeah, you fund everybody else but the person you're supposed to fund, which is
but so I'm going to get this place in order this weekend. If I don't go to Delaware, I will get this place in order. So I will give you all a tour when this. But I'm not giving y'all niggas no tours at any time soon. And then also shout out to Rana, my sister's best friend. Her birthday was this week as well. She turned 23.
Oh,
and that's, I think Kristina by that worked well almost, but the Lord kept me intact, so I didn't have to fuss anybody out today or this week in particular. But so again, week has been good. Adapting to this new area that I'm living in right now, because again, I'm trying to find some good food places. I'm closer to downtown Norfolk, so you know I'm trying to experience the downtown.
Very expensive in that area.
You know. But you know, I believe in Groupon, so anything that Groupon has to offer that's in the downtown Norfolk area or the Greenbrier area, since I'm in that middle, you know, I'm gonna take advantage of those Groupons for like $5, $6, and things like that. And coupons.
So you're not near Granby Street and.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Now, I did have an experience now. Shout out to Wendy's. I have a free meal on that because I did have a bad experience. I had a bad experience at Wendy's the other night. And the guy had a little attitude because I asked for orange Sprite. Now, from where I'm at Virginia Beach, I'm used to the freestyle machines being on deck. So I asked for orange Sprite. He got an attitude like, we don't do orange Sprite. So I said, well, nigga, mix some Fanta and some Sprite together, make an orange Sprite. And she had the attitude, said, I don't got time for this. So I said, you don't got time for it? Okay, I know what I got time for. So I called the Wendy's customer service hotline the next day. Susan was like, oh, that's not good customer service. Wendy's, we freshly guarantee we don't do that. We don't do fresh quality. You know, that fresh quality is our business. We don't
But a nigga told you that they didn't have no motherfucking freestyle machine. So you can't, okay. We go, so I'm getting these type of teas like that lady in that McDonald's commercial, which we gonna talk about later. So that's what we doing. Carrying on the cut up. Nigga told y'all, he told you he had no freestyle machine.
Well, he was cutting up, and I cut up, and he didn't give me a receipt. And you know they gotta give you a receipt, so I didn't even ask for a receipt. I said, you didn't give me a receipt. That's cool. Make sure I call that 1-800 number. And make sure I didn't tell them you didn't give me no receipt, so I get that free meal. So the manager called me, left a voicemail, so I got the voicemail. I should have played it for you.
You are petty as shit. People.
Look, let me see if I still got the voicemail up here while we live here on FNL Radio. Let me see. What day was that she called? This might be it. Let's see.
And it's Trisha Barnes. I'm calling from Wendy's where you visited last night. I was just calling to see exactly what was the problem, what was going on, and just to offer you a free meal for your inconvenience or any trouble that you had. You can give me a call back at 757.
All right, people. So,
yeah, you turned it off before I could get that done because I was gonna get that shit down and let them know that this is what your motherfucking MO. This is what you do all day, every day. You are the male version of Quantasia. Okay?
Quantasia.
What's that? Listen, Quantasia shopping. That is you. Okay.
Don't put that bad spirit on me, but no.
Let me find out you trying to get a free 4 for $4.
No, I got the Baconator, so that's an expensive ass meal. That's $2.
Baconator about $10 itself.
So I make sure I'm getting 2 Baconator meals at that. So but other than that, my week's been cool. Now, how has your week been, Moniece? Almost empty.
Sorry, people. My week has been pretty good overall. Again, so like I said, just work was busy. We're still kind of waiting for our special visitors to come in. So I am trying to get all my work done, all my charting in place, all of those things. And then Tuesday was a little hectic for me because, as you guys know, I have a 7-year-old and he's pulling stunts and shows and things like that at school. So Monday, when he got home from school, we're eating dinner. And I'm going through his book bag, and I see there's a carbon copy of a clinic pass stating that he went into the nurse's office at 10:17 complaining of a headache. So I really didn't say anything. He stated his head felt fine, and I'm like, okay. So on Tuesday, about 9, almost 10 o'clock, I get a phone call from the school stating that he is in the nurse's office yet again today. Now he's complaining that he can't feel his body.
He's burning well.
Yeah, and the nurse is like, yeah, we're going to need you to come get him. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Put him on the telephone. So I'm like, Jaden, what's going on? Mommy, I can't feel my bones. And I'm like, what? So, and he's like, yeah, Mommy, it happened last night in my sleep in my sleep too. And I said, okay, Jaden, you've never said anything like this. So, I'm initially, when I get the call, I'm like, okay, is he having a stroke or, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And so, come to find out, he's pulling stunts because he doesn't want to be in class. So I had to let the school nurse know, don't call me not unless this is an emergency. I, have a high demand job, and yet, while I take my child very seriously, you as a school nurse should also know how to deal with the 7-year-old. And why are you repeating the fact that he's talking about he can't feel his bones in his body? That doesn't make any sense. And you, ma'am, should have known that he was pulling a stunt. Mm-hmm. Send his ass back to class, because if I have to come up there, I'm going to come up there with a belt and I'm going to whoop your ass and Jaden's ass. Needless to say, for the rest of the week, he came home. Mommy, I did go to the nurse's office today. I didn't get, so you know. Other than that, my week has been pretty good. So, again, I'm probably going to be working all weekend too. Once I kind of come home from Newport News, I'll be working again all weekend. Just trying to, like I said, get things done with, for my job. So that's pretty much how my week has been. My week will probably be like that next week as well. But
shout out to Jada.
Too much going on.
Shout out to Jada for learning the tricks of the trade early. Okay. early,
I'm gonna let him come live with you. Maybe he can take up one of those 3 bedrooms, and then when you get a call in the middle of the day while you try to work, and he's talking about he can't feel his bones, which makes absolutely no sense.
I'm just gonna say it was something in the school lunch that caused him to have an allergic reaction.
Well, he takes his own lunch to school.
Was something from mold and the dust in the air got into his food, and his body just started shutting down, and that's a mistake there. So shout out to lifetime guarantee. So
You know what? And then we go out to dinner, and I'm talking to him about the incident. He is falling out laughing to the point where he can't talk. Talking about he was planning on going in there the next day too. I was He's like, Mommy, you really gonna whip my A word in front of all back? Because he knows he's not allowed to cuss. So he's like, Mommy, you really gonna whip my A word in front of all my friends in the school? Yes, I am.
Oh goodness. If only I had called on that early of an age. But so definitely, hope y'all had a great week as well. Speaking of people, the iPhone 8 and iPhone 10 or iPhone X were revealed this week, everybody. So I guess 7, 8, 9. So we went straight from 8 to 10 as well, people. The iPhone 8 is pretty much the same version of the iPhone 7, except it's a glass backing now. So remember back when the iPhone 4 and the 4S was out, and we all had a hard time dealing with not trying to crack the damn phone. So you're going to be in that same predicament again with the iPhone 8. It's going to come in 3 colors as always, and also it's going to have dual cameras on the iPhone 8 Plus. You're also going to be getting some other good features up there too. So
a better quality camera.
Yeah.
Think like some type of HD type of setting.
Yeah, so it's going to be worth your money. The pre-order started today. Niggas already camping outside the Apple stores waiting in line for the release, which is going to be in 2 weeks. Also, the iPhone X was revealed too now. This is the iPhone everyone's been talking about, the 10th anniversary iPhone. They've been talking about how it's going to have, no home button and stuff like that, all screen, which is the case now. It doesn't have a home button up there, and it's just all screen. And it's a very nice phone, very, it's very cute and everything like that, and both of the iPhones too will have a wireless charging base that's coming out early 2018 too, so you can actually wirelessly charge your phone on the base like the Samsung phones basically.
Oh yeah, and they said with this iPhone 8, they were talking about that it should go to like within 30 minutes, like your phone should charge to at least like 50%.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see what happens when that comes out. But
did you make your pre-order in the name of FNL Management LLC?
No, I didn't. Now I'm gonna tell you why, because y'all know I'm a very frugal person. I figured since now I'm still not 6S Plus right now, I skipped the 7 because I was anticipating the 8 or the 9 or whatever they was gonna come out with. Now, that price point for that iPhone 10, people, that iPhone S.
Yes. That's just getting ready to get into the prices for both of them.
So the iPhone 8 is going to be, I think, like $749 or $849, something in the.
I think it's $849.
Yeah, something in the reasonable tax, bracket, if you will, where you can pay monthly for like $35 with your local phone company and things of that nature. But the iPhone S, people,
what kind of tax bracket you in that you can pay? What kind of fucking W-2s did you filing? Shit, that's still too rich for my motherfucking blood. That ain't reasonable.
Reasonable in the sense of, at least it's not the price of a MacBook Air like this other phone, people. So the iPhone X is going to be, now iPhone, Apple, they try to get you at that price point, $999, aka $1,000. plus the amount of taxes. You know, Apple charge a grip with taxes. Taxes alone be like $400. So you paying the MacBook price for a damn iPhone X. Now, your priorities, people. Now, this is where we're going to have to come into play. And I always alert you all on this every time. Even when I was working in wireless, when I was at Intel, y'all niggas trying to get iPhone 5Cs and 5Ss and all that good stuff. Where are your priorities at, people? Because you don't want to be homeless on October 1st because you went and pre-ordered the iPhone X and the iPhone 8. Don't be trying out here scamming people, everybody. Don't be trying to pull these scamming rings and stuff like that, like a Moniece slaughter, which we'll talk about later in the show. Don't be no KK Kings, nothing like that. No, none of those stuff, people. Not running no scams. But make sure your priorities are straight. Now, people in college, that refund check. Hold on to that refund check, people, because college expenses, things will come up, and you don't want to be that broke ass motherfucker begging for a check or anything like that, or begging for $1 on the corner. Oh, you may have to make some money.
When you guys get those refund checks, you are expected to pay that fucking money back. Sally Mae wants all of it, every single motherfucking penny that she lent your way. She wants it all motherfucking back. So yeah. I learned very quickly after I was taken, because back then I would take my refund check and go to Express, honey, and live it up.
Yes, and you know you'll learn that lesson. I think I learned mine probably by my end of junior year. I learned my lesson not to spend the refund check. So I know when my senior year came around, I made sure I collected it all in a nice corner. So if there are any expenses that came up and the money I had to pay back for books and all that other shit, I was covered, so I was good. I didn't have to worry about nothing when I left school. So God, thank you, Jesus. But yeah, so y'all gonna learn early though. A lot of y'all are little kids, so when y'all out there trying to splurge your $1,500 refund checks on the latest J's and then also iPhone X, just know your mother did not send you to school to have her fuck her credit up so you can pay all that money back. So you know, but again, that's going to be the price points for the iPhone 8 and the iPhone X. I haven't pre-ordered NAND phone. I think I'm going to go get an iPhone 7S Plus. Keep it very frugal. But my spirit might change, though. Who knows? So if AT&T comes with a good deal, because this phone is paid off now, I may just slide into an iPhone 8. I'm not doing the X, though. So I'm not doing that. So anyways.
I think I'm gonna stay right where I am. I have a 7 Plus, so and I'm fine with that. I pray Sprint a very pretty penny, but it's good lease. But I think I'm good. The next one I get will probably be an iPhone 13.
Look, I don't blame you the way Apple in these prices because balance it out to people because you can do a tax write-off for an iPhone. For a MacBook. So, which one do you want to have a tax write-off for? You know, if you're in college or you're a young adult and you're trying to figure out which one should you buy. Invest in a MacBook if you're going to use that $1,000 because Groupon got nice deals on MacBooks refurbished. So, invest in the MacBook. Use that as a tax write-off if you're in school or if you have a small business. And then, or independent contractors, shout out to 1099 forms. And look, that you get a little kickback from it, tax season, everybody. So, those are little tips right there from a young adult, just letting you all know. So, yeah, so those iPhone X and the 8 and then pre-order 1. But the iOS 11 update is out, people. So with your iPhones, you can download the iOS 11. And it's a lot of new features up there that's a little cool, a little jumbled, but it's cool. So make sure you have the iOS or the iPhone. Make sure you download iOS 11. Another thing too, Fenty Beauty. So Rihanna has been having a killer week this week in the whole New York Fashion Week, singing everybody. So shout out to all my fashion designer friends up in New York, those who I went to school with in the Art Institute, who are in shows or who are designers. So shout out to you all that's living it up right now in New York City. But Rihanna, she had her Puma, Fenty by Puma fashion show where she had like a motocross thing, and she was riding on the back of a bike. And then she launched her Fenty Beauty line. So this is the makeup line that's been in talks for a good minute. And Rihanna, when she said she's going to do something, she actually proved it. So she has 40 shades for every skin tone for a woman, from the lightest of light. And people were like, to the dark tones too, but when people were talking about the lighter tones, they're like, why is more lighter tone, shades and things like that? Well, Rihanna actually, for a lot of us in the Black community, we have people in our family or people that we know or people that we just seen in general who are albino. So she has skin tone or foundation tones for the very albino people all the way up to the very dark chocolate. So, you know, she has everybody all, you know, for a lot of people and a lot of diversity. And now you see a lot of fashion or a lot of makeup companies now all of a sudden on Twitter or Instagram promoting that they have darker shade tones for, you know, women and things like that. But again, Rihanna, you know, she setting the trailblazing trend right now because, again, a lot of people anticipated, you know, her having like a Kylie Jenner type of situation where it's going to be like 2 pieces of products and then they sell out like in 5 minutes. But Rihanna actually has like a whole collection, and also y'all don't use the blotted or I don't know the tone or the terminology. I think it's like the blotting paper or the blot tissues or something.
Mm-hmm. That is the tissue that helps to kind of control the oil and things like that.
Yeah, y'all niggas start using that for rolling papers. Just cut around the smoke weed. That's rolling papers. Stop it.
Who the fuck is doing that? Okay.
Collection of people.
Now, I have not had a chance to check out Fenty Beauty. I understand it's only sold at Sephora.
At JCPenney. So you at JCPenney shopper people,
yeah.
The Fenty Beauty at Sephora, at JCPenney and Sephora stores nationwide.
For right now. So my cousin Janelle, you guys hear me talk about her all the time. She called me the other day and stated that she actually got some Fenty Beauty. So we'll see. She stated that she got some foundation. And when I got on the website for it, I wanted to see, I wasn't necessarily interested in the shades. I'm a matte girl myself. So when I'm interested, you guys, you know, for our listeners and followers, put it down in the comments. Let us know, you know, what you leaning towards. If are you gonna stick with MAC, or are you gonna go on over to Fenty? So what I wanted to see was what are the products that she offer, like eyeshadows, lipsticks, various eyeliners, lip liners, lip glosses. So I don't know, it could have just been me, and I could have just been tired that night, but I couldn't really navigate the actual website, and so I couldn't see what she had to offer. I wanted to see what type of, if she offered any blushes, any bronzers, things like that. Just wanted to see what type of varieties that she had. But you know, again, I'll probably go to Sephora tomorrow, so I'll check it out and see what she has to offer. I'm not sure. My cousin didn't state to me yet that she has actually worn the makeup. So
okay. And there's been a lot of good reviews too from what I've been seeing online. A lot of people that's been reviewing it been saying that it's really a great product. So shout out to Rihanna and the Fenty Beauty brand. Even y'all taking the testers now. Y'all know it got to be that good. Y'all taking the testers too. If y'all actually buying the tester, you know, because a test you can just take for free. I mean, you just pocket that shit real quick. But y'all actually going to the registers and ask them to buy the testers. And then y'all too. Now, shout out to someone who tweeted that someone got mad that they didn't have the Fenty beauty products in stock, but y'all at the Puma store, at the Puma outlet at that. So, you know, you gotta, you know, people make sure you know where you're going to shop at for these Rihanna products, so you don't go looking like a damn fool in public shopping for Fenty beauty products when you're at the Puma outlet store. Shout out to Norfolk Premium. So, you know, make sure that you go to the right place when you buy these products, everybody. And
yeah, she has a few different brushes. She has a makeup sponge. I mean, and the prices are also reasonable as well. The makeup sponge is about $16. I think the brushes were about $19 or so.
Yeah, so, you know, I don't know about the prices and stuff, you know, that's more y'all lane, but, you know, again, my sister's birthday is coming up, so it might be a good gift for my sister. Again, she might watch the show. Never mind. But, you know, but for, you know, Christmas is coming up too, everybody, so definitely, you know, it's going to be a good holiday stocker, you know, gifts and everything like that. So
yeah, that's what I typically give my cousin for Christmas. I typically always get her some MAC, but maybe I'll get her, you know, MAC will always have like eyeshadow, you know, palettes on sale for Christmas, or some lip, you know, various lips, a pack of lipstick and stuff like that. So maybe I'll get her Fenty. I want to hear what she says and what she thinks about it. Like I said, I know she told me that she purchased it, but I don't know if she's worn the foundation yet. So I just want to see. Like I said, I'll probably stop by Sephora tomorrow. And like I said, from what I just saw, the prices look pretty reasonable. So,
yeah, so
not as expensive as MAC. So, but like I said, you guys leave it down in the comments. Are you gonna roll with Fenty? Try it out. You gonna still rock with MAC? Let us know.
yes, yes. So, and speaking of lowering prices, so Target now, I'm again always going back to frugal. I'm not cheap. I'm just frugal. My dad is really like the real life Julius Rock, so I learned from him. So, not to spend money on a lot of things, but I don't pick up sometimes. But anyways, so Target, is going to be lowering their prices. So, we just heard how Whole Foods lowered their prices by a lot since Amazon purchased them. And, if Amazon purchased them, because, you get an iPhone case on Amazon for 99 cents. So for Amazon to step in for Whole Foods, now Whole Foods is expensive as hell.
They are.
I used to go to Whole Foods when I was in college. I don't know why, but sometimes it was along the way of, it wasn't even near my dorm, but it was like 10 blocks from my dorm, but it was by Super Fresh. I don't know if y'all remember the supermarket Super Fresh, but there was still had some left in Philly. And I think it's the one still in Richmond too. I remember it's by some hibachi buffet place, but it's like an old ass looking Super Fresh. Anyways, so Whole Foods, I used to go there just to get like oils and stuff or like soap, something just that might be cheap that can be in my budget. But the food, like they get some good salmon too, but the salmon is too expensive. So now that they've cut the prices now, it's a lot of things that's cheaper there, like your fruits and vegetables, a lot of organic stuff, things that could be on sale for us to get healthy living in the
I used to try to shop there, but like I said, their prices were not in my budget. But because I know like a bag of grapes there was at least like $6 or $7, and I was like, okay, I can't do that now. I did and then that was the other thing too. I only really kind of went there for the fruits and vegetables because kind of when you walked down the aisles, they didn't have very much. Not like how you go to a Walmart and there is a whole can of what is it, Nor sads and stuff like that, or a whole selection of corn in the can and all that stuff. But so a lot of times when I went to Whole Foods, it was to get a few fruits and vegetables, and I also loved their cooked food section. Now they make some bomb ass collard greens. And then they had this smoked like chicken, like these smoked chicken wings. If they still carry that, that stuff is good. Like I said, their cook section where they serve their cooked food is pretty good as well. And they have really good gelato.
Never knew about the cooked food section. I don't stay in there that long enough. I just stay long to get the free samples and I walk out. But then.
So I haven't been in there since they started slashing prices. So we shall see, but I'm glad they did, and I'm glad Target is also doing the same thing. Target, I like Target, and I like the fact that Target, which is probably why you can always get in and get out because the prices were so damn high, there was hardly anybody in there. But even, and even with them, I remember getting some bananas out of there, and the bananas, where you would go to a Walmart and maybe Food Line, and the bananas, were like 30 cents a pound. They were almost $1, and I was like, "What the hell?" And again, when I would drop Jaden off at his dad's house, and I, was going to send a few snacks, I would go to the Target because again, it was right beside the Walmart, but I did not want to be in Walmart all day. Didn't want to be in it, looking around. And then, when you go to Walmart, you shop for other stuff. I tend not to do that at Target because it's super duper high. So, I remember kind of going in there and what I may have paid about $15 or $20 for at Walmart when I went to Target and got a few things and ended up spending $35 to $40 on the fruit snacks and graham crackers and stuff like that. So, again, I guess it's a good thing that, you know, definitely they stated that they're going to cut down on their grocery items, some of their cleaning products and things like that, so that they can also stay competitive with other, you know, chains. So again, I think that's a good thing for them.
Yeah, you know, he's the um, Target's executive VP and chief merchandise officer Mark Trenton said that he wants guests to feel a sense of satisfaction every time they shop at Target. Part of that is removing the guesswork to ensure they feel confident they're getting a great low price every day. Then he also said they spent months looking at our entire assortment, with the focus on offering the right price every day and simplifying our marketing to make great low prices easy to spot, all while maintaining sales we know are meaningful to guests. So again, you know, it's real good because now for me, I've never really shopped for groceries at Target. I think, and I actually had the Cartwheel app on my phone. I don't even really hardly look at that, but I know you get good deals on the Cartwheel app. But
Yeah, you can find some pretty good deals on the Cartwheel app. Like I've a lot of times more so like toiletry items is where you kind of get your price, like your price slashes, you know, and your price cuts with that Cartwheel app. Not necessarily groceries, you know, but you know, soap and toothpaste, mouthwash, things like that. And they did state that they I guess they were going to cut down, you know, like again, like toilet paper was going to go down, paper towels, things like that.
yeah, because I mean, Target, they stuck now, you know, like, you know, comparing it to Walmart, you know, even though Walmart have two people that work in the lines and nobody do a damn thing there, their prices are a little low, even though I tend not to shop there. I tend to lean more towards Kroger, because Kroger actually has some good deals here. And they're not expensive as people make it out to be when you have a Kroger Plus card and the digital coupons on your phone.
Even with that damn Kroger Plus card.
But with Target, you know, again, there's certain things you can buy for Target that you know you're going to get like a good deal on, like the T-shirts. That's always $12.99. The graphic tees, and also like, you know, your CDs and your other electronics and stuff like that. Especially Black Friday time, people, which is coming up soon. My favorite holiday of the year, other than Christmas and Thanksgiving. But
yeah.
But
they
you know,
have good deals and good steals during Black Friday, which is what I was going to say. Back when I used to buy like DVDs and stuff on Black Friday, I always went there to get my DVDs because I always knew that I was going to get a really good deal.
yes, the moral might have you on the damn goose chase, just putting stuff in the middle of the aisles and having people fight, like I almost did when I almost kickboxed the old lady. But you know, again, that was a long time ago. That's in the past. That's not my life anymore. But you know, again, you know, Target kind of prices actually, they influenced me to actually buy groceries from Target, because again, they look like they have good deals, but again, with the groceries there, you really don't see like the price tags on it like that, so you don't know what's on sale. You always gotta go to the price scanner, and certain things like even the teas, like the what's the damn tea brand? I forgot. Start with a T, but I get their teas like their passion tea, or they have like this wild sweet orange or something now that I drink, and sometimes you get good deals on them even at Target with better deals than you would get at like a Food Lion or something. So again, certain groceries that always had like good deals on, but they have a full assortment of good prices, you know, low prices. That would be a good look. So I can't wait to see what happens when that happens with Target. Hopefully y'all don't make me mad with these prices. So
does Target accept EBT?
I don't know. If they sell coupons, that's always my thing. And if y'all happen to do a double coupon situation, people, I will be there. So I will write a good email to Target's VPs about that as well. Make sure you have a good section for some double coupon, triple coupon. Shout out to Ohio's Cheetah. So that's with Target. Now Target also slashed some damn prices on the clothes too. Now y'all got some good clothes there in the back section, but you know, I'm not paying $50 for some jeans out of Target. Now I can go to H&M and get some for $20. So slash the price a little bit on the clothes, and you know, we good too. But the graphic tee is always going to be a winner. But again, the clothes, you know, fashion with prices as well. And then what else happened this week? Okay, and then also people, Jemele Hill from ESPN's from Sports Center, and then from His and Hers as well. She was under fire this week from a lot of the white people, the racist white people. Let me just differentiate them. The racist people who were upset that she sent this tweet out basically saying that Trump was a white supremacist, and that he supports other white supremacists as well, and which is nothing new, which is nothing old. We know this. We've seen this for all of the year now, 2017, what Trump is capable of doing, how he's rallying up these, racist people. So when she decided to tweet that, it got a lot of people upset, and it got Donnie upset too, that the Orange Burnt Cheeto said that she should be fired for her remarks. Then also some white girl was basically like, it's a fireable offense, blah, blah, blah. ESPN had to release a statement saying that, she shouldn't have tweeted that and stuff like that, and it reflects on the company and blah, blah, blah. And then they low-key tried to get another black host to take her place on one of the shows earlier this week, or on one of the, I think it was Thursday, like Wednesday night or something, to try to get another black co-host to take her spot. Well, then, she had to take the high road and apologize, to address the elephant in the room. She says, "My comments on Twitter express my personal beliefs. My regret is that my comments in the public way I made them painted ESPN in an unfair light. My respect for the company and my colleagues remain unconditional." So again, it's not like she said it on air. And even if she said it on air, shout out to Miss Texas when they did the Miss America or Miss USA pageant earlier this week. She basically called out Trump too, and it was a white woman. So you expect her, from Texas, where a lot of the red people are, she basically said that Trump is a white supremacist, and that he should be taking responsibility for making sure that people are being a loving country and not having this, that, and the other. And again, so it's in this day and age where we say something, Donnie gets offended, and then we have to get fired for it. But he's out here offending people every day of his life. And
yeah, that's what I was going to say. What about all the racist comments that he made about President Obama?
Yes. And
Again, like you said, you're offending people every single day, grabbing bitches in the pussy and shit like that. I mean, again, I don't know how this is going to end for Jemele Hill. Hopefully, she would get to keep her position at ESPN. And I think, again, she said, well, most Americans, have been scared to stay. You know what I mean? And again, she did not say it on air. It was a tweet. She's welcome to her own free speech. That's how I feel. But again, at the same time, this is a hairy and a sticky situation. Again, we all know, we talk about it all the time. Racism is still very much alive and well. And again, I'm not surprised at his actions. I'm not surprised at what he's demanding, because that's just who he is. Again, I think had it been anybody else and they made those comments, I think it had been another president and someone made a comment like that, they just would have ignored it and kept it moving. Again, the world is in too much shit. Too much shit is going on for you to be focused on this when you should be running the country. And again, this is another example of you are into everything else but what you're supposed to be fucking doing.
Exactly. So again, we keep telling y'all people, we want to keep telling y'all, support and vote, everybody, because we could be in this shithole again. So, make sure you go out there and vote. But again, hopefully, again, and this was from her personal Twitter. This was like the ESPN Twitter or the Sports Center Twitter or anything like that. Or again, she said on air, this was on her personal Twitter, where she can be allowed or should be allowed to make her own judgments or her own opinions on her personal Twitter. But again, because it is known to the masses, then again, there's that line of where when we're working for an employer, that we have to be the face of the employer as well, and we can't certain things that we may feel we can't tweet about. Like, there's a lot of things I may feel, but I made sure not to put them out there a lot because of the fact that who knows if my job is watching, and if someone on my job may be offended, or the big bosses might feel like, oh, you feel this way, or blah blah blah. So
yeah, and we say it all the time. Social media is the devil, and you can fuck around with it if you want to. Again, it was her own personal Twitter account. She, stated how she felt and how most Americans feel. But again, it wasn't like this was on the half of on the behalf. I cannot talk tonight. It was not. It was not like this was on the behalf of ESPN that she put these tweets out there. But again, like you stated, it's again. And I hate to use the word common sense, but also common sense should have also told her that they were going to directly connect her and tie her and link her to ESPN.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not surprised by Donald Trump's demands. I don't know. I don't think they should fire her. I just,
I think Donnie just mad because we are still trying to get him to fire or get him impeached. And he feel like, oh, y'all trying to get me fired? Well, let me try to get her fired then. So he just being petty, old, nasty, old looking mayonnaise, expired ass looking motherfucker. So, he's just upset and just mad, as I guess he should be because he's a bad person at his job. So, I mean, I suppose. So again, we'll keep y'all updated on any updates that may happen. But it seemed like a lot of the ESPN. Well, I actually saw this one story where like ESPN employees have like this message board that you all talk amongst on. It reminds me of what was I watching? I think I was watching Insecure, and on one of the episodes, I think they have like they were talking about each other, or the employees were talking about each other, like one of the group tests. Issa, yeah, when Issa was at y'all, we got y'all, and then like the first season where they were talking about each other in the group test, but Issa wasn't in the group messages and stuff like that. So it reminds me of that, but they have like a message board where the employers or the employees talk amongst each other and have a message board. And a lot of people was like, why would she say that? Why would she do this? Why other people were in support of her? But ESPN released a statement too, pretty much saying that, or another person that's, I guess, the source of ESPN said that a lot of them are connected, are rallying with her. So again, she has the support of her colleagues and everything. So that's at least good because it can go either way. So good that at least they have that end of it. And then again, ESPN is a Disney company, so they will lose a lot of respect if they fire a black person over some remarks about a president we know is horrible. So again, we shall see what happens in the next week when everything comes back out on Monday. When it's time to go back to work. So we shall see. Now, something that didn't quite work out, which it's a little crazy because they seemed like the perfect couple. Well, not perfect couple, but they weren't problematic. You didn't hear any problems with them. You didn't see them in the news for cheating and all the other dramas and stuff like that. But Fergie and actor Josh Duhamel are splitting after 8 years of marriage. So they released a joint statement saying that with absolute love and respect, we decided to separate as a couple earlier this year. To give our family the best opportunity to adjust, we wanted to keep this a private matter before sharing it with the public. We are and will always be united in our support of each other and our family. They have a 4-year-old son named Axel Jack. And now Fergie Ferg, I don't want to say it, but you do have an album that's coming out on the 22nd. And the visual album that's coming out that same day. Now, I don't want to say it, but it kind of feels like it may possibly, because it has been 11 years since you released an album, and then your album did leak out a month ago before it was supposed to be released. And then, some of the singles haven't been hitting like they're supposed to, like, in your earlier days, like with your Clumsies and your London Bridge and Glamorous and stuff like that with the #1 singles. Your singles have stalled this time around. I'm hoping this isn't a ploy or a little gimmick to stir some album sales. Now, I'm not judging if it is because it's all about advertising, it's all about promotion. Shout out to Kaya Shimon, she said the best. It's promotion, people, promotion. But again, it's sad though because again, this is a couple that you really wouldn't expect this to come from. You would think that they'll ride out for a long time because again, you don't hear much from them. Fergie does her thing when she be hosting her little New Year's Eve Dick Clark specials. And then, I haven't seen him in anything in a good while. I don't know what type of acting he's been doing, but again,
yeah, kind of looking up his credits or whatever. I guess he was in a few Transformers, Life as We Know It. I did see that movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Romantics, Brave Town, Ramona and Beezus. I did love that movie. So yeah, I don't know. I'm confused because I didn't understand why this was such breaking news.
Yeah, again, because they're not a problematic couple like that. So, you know, it is. I mean, again, and Fergie is coming out with her new album, so it might have been something to push.
And apparently they have been separated for like months, and because, and I guess, well, and I think the other thing why I guess it was so shocking is because they just celebrated their eight-year wedding anniversary in January.
Yeah, and she was on
All these pictures hit social media, of them and the little boy. And so again, it is what, September. So you just would assume that things were going well, that they were in love. And he basically, that's what he said under one of the pictures. That's what he captioned. Like he loved his wife. So again, and then here comes September. And then to find out that they have been split up for months, like they've been separated for months.
Yeah, and again, she was actually on the Breakfast Club early this week, and I saw the interview. It was actually a very interesting interview. Like, I guess because we haven't seen Fergie do an interview since like 2006, and this was like the TRL era then. But she was on Breakfast Club, and I know she has a history of sniffing things and taking things. Her behavior was a little questionable, but I'm not saying nothing though. But again, it might be her personality. But again, because we do know that she did come from a place of, and shout out to pinching your nose. So again, I just don't maybe, and she kind of skirted around it too. Now that I think back on the interview, when they asked her about her marriage and stuff like that, she kind of did skirt around it, and she did say that this album, she is going to talk about a lot of things on this album on Double Dutchess, which is coming out on the 22nd. That is going to be heartbreaking stuff, or stuff that's going to, really, that she really had to open up, that she really had to tear down walls just to be able to, speak about. So this might be one of the things. Maybe that's why she had to hold on the album, because she had this might be her Mary J. Blige moment. Who knows? So, again,
it was a love lesson.
So again, the one thing though to definitely is, to make sure that the little boy is fine. So, again,
it seems like they are doing, what they need to do for the sake of their son and trying to get along and co-parent and make things work. So again, like you said, that is what's most important in the very end, and in the grand scheme of things. Like I said before, it is sad to know that just in January they were celebrating, they seemed very happy, and then to kind of find out that they have been separated for months, I guess, that is breaking news, I guess. And like you said, I guess people thought if they can't make it, who can?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. 8 years though, in the Hollywood term, I guess that's a long time for them. So
yeah, that's probably like 40 years of regular folks' time.
Yeah, so I mean, at least they held it out that long, and again, being not problematic. And if I hear some stuff, maybe someone cheated or something. Maybe maybe Fergie is questing not to be a black guy like she, which I always envisioned her to be with. Like with Pink, I remember when she came out, when we thought she was a light skinned chick from Philly. I remember she was dating Tretch for like a little minute. Or there was word that her and Tretch were dating, but they didn't want to really expose it. I mean, the little Philly Jersey connection, I guess that was cute and whatever. But this one, Pink, when we thought she was light skinned before she married Carrie Hart. But again, so maybe she need a black guy. Who knows? So we'll see what her decisions are down the road. But someone who needs to make some better decisions, and I didn't even care to look at the story that much. He always problematic himself, but Tyrese, speaking of what's in Transformers?
Yeah, he was also in Transformers.
It's like, this nigga. But
yeah, the Fast and Furious series and
anything for the job type of nigga. But Tyrese is in the headlines, people, again, dealing with.
Well, he's not in headlines. He put this information out here on his own. This is something that he created and started and wanted you niggas to know all of this stuff that was going on.
Yeah, so he's upset after his ex-wife, and actually didn't know they were married. I thought she just, was a baby mama, but apparently they were married. So Tyrese, he took to his Instagram on Wednesday to call out his ex-wife after she granted a temporary restraining order against him. So according to the dark man himself, his ex, Norma Gibson, she kept the name 2 people, is bitter and resentful. He said that he checked some family photos on Instagram on Wednesday saying that he wanted to co-parent his daughter after his ex-wife was granted a temporary restraining order against him. All I want to do is co-parent, nothing else. Please, stick and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt. Shout out to old school fairy tales. I've only prayed that your heart heals and we live our lives separately and peacefully on behalf of our daughter. There's someone out here for everybody. Norma, I know you can see this. I'm sorry I got remarried. I'm sorry we didn't work out. I'm sorry you haven't been separated. Sometimes you got to get married and have kids and things just don't work out. But I have never wished harm on you. Now, Tyrese, sir.
Ms. Gibson. Not ask for any of this. I just didn't understand this whole situation. Like, why are you doing this? Like, what is the purpose? Then they were talking about last week, or either last week or earlier in the week, there was some issue with he had another rant about something that happened. I didn't even read that story, but the Fast and the Furious, and he has an issue with rocking. But bitch, did you what about when that comedian stated that you was sucking dick, Rose and shit and Baby Boy? I never heard you rant about that and address that. We didn't ask for none of this shit with you and your ex-wife. But she claims that he beat their daughter, and the way this True for True story was set up with this little girl, I was almost in tears. So she stated something about he pushed her down to the ground. Then he had his knee in her chest or in her back. He held one arm behind her back, and then he was whooping her, and it was just, it was like, oh my God. And apparently she was granted like temporary custody of the little girl. He, at this moment, has no visitation rights to her. And he cannot go within 100 yards of Norma, his ex-wife, and or the little girl. And like you said, he took to social media and posted all this foolishness about, he's sorry that he got a wife and he was able to move on and she ain't found no man yet. And I'm just like, okay, nigga, please. Like, why are we hearing all this? Don't nobody give a shit.
Exactly. We didn't really care until we don't care really, to be honest, but you did bring it up. It's like
what I want to know is, did you suck dick for that role? And baby, can you address that? Ran on that.
Exactly, because that's still in the headlines now. Like, that's still out here in these streets. We keeping the story alive from FNL, but you haven't said anything about it. Just like Usher, you take a long time to respond to it, nigga, and you didn't say yes or you didn't say no. Now, in the court PDF files, Norma accused Tyrese, like you said, he pushed the daughter down to the ground, pinned her face down, put his knees on her back, grabbed her hands with one arm, and beat her with another. And she alleged that he hit Shayla, which is their daughter, between 12 and 16 times, leading the child to allegedly later tell her mother that she couldn't sit down due to pain and saying, "Mom, don't beat me so hard that it hurts when I sit down." And then in the court declaration, Norma claims that Tyrese was diagnosed with bipolar disorder as well as manic behavior by 3 psychotherapists, which she said he denied. So it makes sense.
And he also alleged that he beat her a couple times as well, Norma.
I remember that.
A couple times as well. So, and I think we remember, I remember hearing some stories about him beating on her, and she had to, file some police reports against him. So, again, you need to sit your ass down so fucking well. This motherfucking rain alone proves that your ass is bipolar and manic. Sit down somewhere, take your meds, get you on a sickening cocktail of something, and go get your life. If you got a new wife, does he have a new baby as well?
I thought no, he just got married, and I don't think she's pregnant. But
go get your stuff together.
Yeah, like you didn't have to put all that stuff out there about your wife, because that's a bitch move. But that's like a female would do some stuff like that, like, oh, I'm sorry that I got a new man, but you can't, hopefully you can get you a new or something like that, but the way you went about it, like you already had hot water over your comments about the hair weave and the makeup and stuff like that from earlier this year. Now you in some fuck shit now for fuck shit comments like you're making it now. You know, Tyrese Gibson, like, just be that nigga with the piercing in the bottom of his lip and the Coca-Cola in his hand on the back of the bus and carry on singing in the rain like you did in the SWV Rain video. Goodness.
So yeah, like I said, sit your black ass down somewhere.
And stop worrying about the Rock's money, because Rock trying to be out here making some money. Try to Dwayne Johnson. You trying to make some money while you out here claiming in court that you don't got no money, but you got a whole $150 million ass house with a Starbucks machine and bowling alleys and shit, but you don't got no money. What type of session are you on to have that type of house then?
You can't take care of your children and try to blame Paul Walker's death.
Yeah.
The reason why you can't take care of your kids, you ain't that punk ass new press. No ass down somewhere.
Yeah, so I mean, again, I think Tyrese asked going to be in concert at the Hampton Coliseum, I want to say, on some show. So, I mean, I don't know if y'all really care, but if y'all want to go see Tyrese. But again, Tyrese is one of those people that we just want to draft off in another race. So, we just don't see it for Tyrese anymore. So, you know.
But trade.
Yeah.
We'll make a fair trade.
Yeah, like Sam Smith. If we haven't already gotten Sam Smith on the winning team on the black side, we got to switch Tyrese out for a Sam Smith or somebody, because Tyrese, and he's bipolar, so he's crazy. He,
Yeah, like I said, that ran along prove exactly what she was saying. You don't have to deny shit.
Not at all, but still, like Monique said, to answer the question about you slapping on some corn knobs for a damn roll. Shout out to John Singleton and whatnot. So move on to another story now. So this is our good deed story. Me and Monique talked about this in the pre-meeting on the show. I think she said she had some questions regarding this story. But Selena Gomez now, y'all know Selena Gomez. She's dating The Weeknd now. She was once linked to Justin Bieber. She Disney Channel. She got her own hit singles and stuff like that. She dropped 2 singles this summer, Bad Liar and then Fetish with Gucci Mane. And people wonder why she wasn't, promoting the singles. And I was wondering too why she didn't promote the singles. Cause I was like, these some good songs, Selena, why are you not promoting out here like that? Well, it was revealed last year that, she was, was sick and she wasn't feeling good and things like that. And then it was revealed that she had lupus. But now it is revealed that this summer, the reason why she hasn't promoted any of the new music that she just been releasing is because that she was actually getting the kidney transplant. So she took to Instagram to explain why she was on out of the scene for the summer. And it turns out that she was battling complications from lupus and had to undergo a kidney transplant. She writes on her Instagram that I found I needed to get a kidney transplant due to my lupus and was recovering. It was what I needed to do for my overall health. I honestly look forward to sharing with you soon my journey through these past several months, as I've always wanted to do with you. She's went on to thank her family and friends, including her best friend Francia Rasa, who actually gave her the life-saving kidney that she needed. And finally, there aren't words to describe how I can possibly thank my beautiful friend Francia for donating me her kidney. To me, I'm incredibly blessed. I love you so much, sis. So that's a cute thing because again, y'all know I'm advocate for kidney disease and things like that because my mother, she's a dialysis nurse, she's RN, and it's been pretty much a part of my whole life growing up. I at one point did have kidney renal failure at one point when I got real sick. That was like a few years, well, like almost 5 years ago now. That time I had had to undergo everything for my Crohn's disease and all of that. So and I was super dehydrated. I didn't know I was that dehydrated that my kidneys were not functioning. So again, doing the National Kidney Foundation walk and things like that. So a lot of this information I'm aware of. And then also y'all in the comment section was like, well, I hope, Selena gave her friend a good amount of money and stuff like that because she only going to have one kidney. But I hope y'all not know that you didn't actually survive off of one kidney. I don't think y'all might know that, but you was your best friend.
Survive off of one kidney. It's not necessarily the healthiest thing, but you can.
Yes.
I have a friend, one of my good friends, her mom was actually born with one kidney. Mm-hmm. And I guess a few years ago now, she had to have a kidney transplant. Yeah. And she was actually put on a list and had to wait for a match and all that stuff. But, that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to go into what I wanted. I'm not going to ask those questions tonight. So Selena Gomez, we are gonna keep you lifted up in prayer, girl, and Francine. Now that she has one kidney.
Like that.
Francia, right? Francia, I'm sorry, honey. So we're going to keep everybody lifted up in prayer. I'm certainly not going to ask the questions that I was asking last night. And
in regards to how she got a kidney so fast and everybody else on the list. That brings up a good question, though, because of the fact that, you know, a lot of people that's on kidney transplants, again, this information that I know from being on the inside, and a lot of people do wait on this for a good amount of time. There are people
some people pass away.
Wait. Yeah. And there are people who wait years, you know, there are people who can wait a month, sometimes a week, but I you know, and it's all about finding a match too. So, I mean, I guess by the grace of God, you know, your friend was a complete match, but again, people wait.
Yeah, I mean, and it was a very nice and honorable thing.
Yeah.
So, Reggie, I guess.
I suppose.
And I was able to get my Google checks on time, I would donate my kidney to you if you ever need it.
But look now, but again, you know,
don't come with some stipulations, honey.
Look, but again, as long as it's doing good, again, because you know, a host of other people who, you know, had lupus. I know people in my life have lupus. We know, and you know, entertainment. Toni Braxton, she deals with it on a constant basis. And shout out to Toni too. She just released a new single, Deadwood, from her new album, Sex and Cigarettes. And the song is actually good. You know, we talked about it a little bit last week.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I listened to it last night. And then my aunt, she passed away last year, but my mother's youngest sister, she passed away from, she had lupus. So
yeah, so definitely people, you know, lupus has no skin tone, it has no, you know, no type of nationality or anything like that. So again, definitely, you know, it is a very, you know, sad thing, but a lot of people are, you know, getting through it. So it's one thing, you know, Selena had to do to get through it as well. So as long as she's healthy, and again, her friend is healthy, so definitely, you know, make sure that we keep them lifted in our prayers here, and anybody else that's dealing with the disease as well. Now, something that, you know, for me, I'm like one of those people that watch ID channel, or I'm one of those people that, you know, if there's a crime story or something that's happening, I'm always invested in learning exactly what happened in the situation. So there's been a story this week that I've been sad over, and I've been like heartbroken over, and like shook over, and things like that, because this 19-year-old girl, Kenneka Jenkins, Kenneka Jenkins, and the situation that happened in Chicago, and she was 19, and to think that my niece, who just went off to college, that I told you all about, Janaya, she is 19 years old, and she's in college, and she's with a different route, you know, group of people that she's never met before. You know, she's a girl straight from Jersey and a different part of Virginia going to college, and things like that make me fear for her, because, you know, that's my little niece. And even with my little sister, even though she went to school to Virginia Wesleyan, which was only like 15 minutes from home, it still was like you're in a different group of people, and you don't know who really has your best interest at heart. And it was a sad story. So for those who don't know the story, so there was a party that happened at a hotel at Crown Plaza, O'Hare, and a lot of people were on live. There were different girls, you know, they're going to a party, and there was a lot of mix up of the stories of what happened to this young woman. There were stories like she was raped. There were stories that she was drunk, and it was a lot of different things that happened. I know you all probably followed it. You know, I retweeted the stories, I put on Facebook and things like that. One of the stories was that first came out was when the girls were on live. They said it was a guy that was in a jacket that you see through the girl's glasses or through her shades. Like, he raped her. Then there was only one video that came out of Kenneka when she had looked in the mirror for like 2 seconds, you know, when they were on live doing a little snap video or something. And then another thing too was that they probably plotted to kill her. That was the big story that was running earlier this week, that they plotted to kill her, that her friends was something over $200. It was a lot of things that were going on. A lot of people had their put on what was going on. A lot of people who weren't connected to it, but it was one of those things where it's like, okay, what is going on? Because there was so many different stories. Like this really feels like a real life episode of Law and Order SVU. And I wouldn't be surprised if they actually made a story about this on a future season of SVU, because this sounds like something that is exactly from these headlines. So when that story came out, and then they were saying that they found her in the freezer. So then it was like, okay, how did she get in the freezer? They said one of the girls that was at the party worked at the hotel, and that's how they got hooked up on the room. And that they put her in the freezer after they raped her. There was so many different things going on. Then one of the stories that did come out was that they found her in the freezer. They let her mother know. Her mother was been trying to find her. The friends or the people at the party said they had her car keys. They told her mom that she was missing. It was so many different stuff that was happening. So
yeah, like you said, there's just a lot of different speculations, several versions of the story. Again, like you said, they went to this party at the Crown Plaza Hotel out in Illinois. And one of the stories that I saw and read stated that they discovered, I guess, somewhere between like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, that she was missing, the friends.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't call her mom until about 4 o'clock in the morning to state that they lost track of her. She was missing. They still had her, her car keys and things like that. And so one of the bigger things, I guess, that's more disturbing, just like to me, and as well as the family, they were stating that when they called, and again, they stated, well, okay, you have to wait 24 hours until you can file this missing persons report. Mm-hmm. So they stated, when they got to the hotel to try to help look for her, the hotel staff told them that they had to wait on the outside. Mm-hmm. And so they stated that they were, kind of standing on the outside. This is all her mother's account. They were standing on the outside of the hotel, kind of looking up, just hoping, that somebody can give them some type of answer. They said people were kind of looking at them. I guess people that were coming in and out of the hotel, just kind of looking at them like, okay, why are they standing outside? Or whatever. They kind of stated that they didn't really get any cooperation from the police or the hotel staff until, almost like 36 hours later. Mm-hmm. So, again, then they had this, there was a tape or some video footage that I saw that there was a community activist. Mm-hmm. And I cannot remember his name. I had to pull it up. Mm-hmm. That he was kind of helping the family, trying to piece together things, fighting on the family's behalf, and speaking for the family. I saw a video today where he's come out and stated that he was able to see the video because apparently there are 47 different cameras in this hotel, and the police are stating that they're going to allow the family to look at all 47 cameras to kind of find out what was going on, if she was drugged into that, because they told the mother that staff did see her and witness her walking in the hotel, but she was very, very inebriated, and so she was like staggering and stumbling. She could hardly walk and hold herself up. So the mother is asking and is stating, well, if that is the case, if she was that inebriated and intoxicated, how could she have pulled this freezer door open? Mm-hmm. And go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say too. So I can't get there. I'm gonna look for the guy's name. You go ahead. I gotta find his name real quick.
So now and then, according to this community activist, he states that he has seen the tapes. The police have allowed him to see the tapes, and it looks like she walked in there alone. He says that the freezer should have been, secured. It should have been in a more secure area, but she did walk in there. It did not appear as if someone was on the other side trying to pull her in. It did not appear as if somebody pushed her in there. She walked in there alone, and then it looks like she I guess it was 2 doors. So she shut one door and then one door automatically closed behind her. You know, again, the family is stating that he misrepresented them. They did not ask him to speak on their behalf. And they don't understand how he was able to see the tapes before the family saw the tapes. And the family is stating that they've only been shown snippets and pieces of the camera footage, and they don't understand how he was able to see all of this. Now, from what I read, also the hospital, the hotel Crown Plaza has agreed to pay for all of this young lady's funeral expenses.
The activist's name is Andrew Holmes, and he actually, her mother Teresa Martin got on Facebook Live and was told that Andrea at one point told them not to protest at the hotel because they'll be losing customers and things like that. And then she went back and said, look, something, not right about this. And I can envision her being so much hurt right now, being a mother who just lost her child this week. And there's so many conflicting stories. You don't know who to trust or who to believe, because one minute we thought it was her friends that set her up, and then another minute we hear that, it's this, that, and the other. And tonight, actually, right before we did the show, new surveillance footage camera from the hotel of that night appeared. So there were other Facebook videos that just popped up a day or two ago where they showed her at the party and they showed her leaving the hotel room. Well, in these new videos tonight, it showed that it was surveillance camera footage. Now, one of the videos had a timestamp on it and a couple of didn't. So then it makes you think too, it's something edited, someone trying to hide something. But in one of the videos, you see her get off the elevator at the very low level. And she's staggering onto stuff. And at one point she almost fell over, but she grabbed onto this railing. You could tell it was the down, very below level railing, because, in the staircasing where you have those metal handles, the metal bars, and she somehow picked herself up, but she was walking very zombie so it's either she was influenced, it couldn't have been just alcohol, even though she was 19.
Well, in the video that I saw, it was everybody, the videos that I have seen from this party, and again, I don't know, all these different videos, it really, what it only pretty much shows is all these underage kids drinking and smoking. They had, and that was the other thing I didn't understand. It appeared as if it was loud as hell in that room. There's rap music going, kids are making noise. So I was not surprised that someone didn't even call to the front desk or the lobby and say, hey, there's these kids in here. Someone's having a party in here.
Yeah, and then the thing too, that the very first one, one first story is when we thought she was being raped, there was a story that you heard "Help Me" in the background. So that was one thing that kind of shook me too. How my goodness, is she really there? And then you saw the music turn back up. It was where they're trying to hide her being raped and stuff like that. But then in the new surveillance videos that I saw tonight too, another video I did see was where one of the last videos, again, they showed her going down to the very low level, and then it showed her walking in this kitchen area, and the hotel just said that it was an under construction area for the kitchen, but they were walking in the kitchen, and she's by herself, and then you see her go towards a different area. It's kind of she might be trying to tug on stuff. But we do see where she's in the kitchen, but we don't see her go to the actual freezer. So just seeing that too made me real sad and made me really emotional, only because again, that could be my niece, that could have been my little sister, it could be anybody in our families, because of the fact that this young girl, first off, where were her friends? Even though a lot of people why a lot of people bring up why was her friends? Why was her friends? Because when they're supposed to be your friends, if one of my friends are leaving out, and I went to Ernest to Philadelphia. Now we've had people that jumped off ledges and buildings and stuff like that at the school who have coke and acid and all the other shit. So me and my friends, we know, look, if one of us are too super drunk, we riding together, look, I want to make sure you're good. I'm not sure, make sure anything happens to you. In Philly of all places too. Now that may be home, but damn, it's Philly. Downtown, making sure you're good. So we doing a buddy system. If you gotta go to the bathroom, you gotta go somewhere else. Like, we doing the buddy system. Fuck that. So where were her friends at to make sure that she was good? Like, I know all y'all drinking, y'all having a good time and stuff like that. And it did, those moments happen where one person may go out the room and may need the air of, breath of fresh air or something like that. But if someone's gone that long, you should know, like, if that's your real friend, you should know, look, I need to go check on her, not check on her like 2 hours later to see what's going on, why she hasn't come back up yet, when you sober up a little teeny bit, just enough to have a little common sense. But again, seeing these surveillance videos were very saddening because, again, we see the stories that are starting to come out now. We're starting to see they are starting to add up to where they say she may have gone to the freezer by herself, but then it's still like, okay, how did she, I've been to enough hotels to know it takes a lot of effort to try to get down to the lower level of an employee-only section of a hotel. How was she able to access, even though it's the middle of the night, around 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 a.m., how was she able to access that level of going to the bottom of the basement where an employee should be at? Or how did she access the kitchen? Or, things. And then security. Hotels are supposed to have security staff watching video footage of surveillance at the hotel. Now, this might be Chirac. However, y'all know it's supposed to be someone watching the camera footage as security guards just patrolling the whole building and stuff like that. So how did that get missed? So again, it brings up that question too. If I don't know, it's a lot of stuff and
a lot of unanswered questions, and it just this has just got to be a haunting type of feeling, because again, there are just so many unanswered questions, and then you just keep replaying scenarios in your head. And then again, then especially when you definitely, know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, your child, and that your child just wouldn't do, something like that. So again, no one knows exactly what happened, what occurred, what took place, why was she down there? Did somebody tell her to go down there? Was she that drunk that she went out, she got lost and couldn't find her way back to I think they were on like the 9th floor, I believe.
Room 926. That room number always played in my head because she kept saying that 926. But it's sad because of the fact that we heard all these many variations of the stories, and then we now these new 2 surveillance videos that literally just came out before we did the show tonight. It shows her again going down to that level of the hotel, but it's like, okay, how does she get down there? And it wasn't just drinking, because the way I see her walking out, again, I've experienced a lot of people from my time in college of how
they could have slipped something in her drink. That could very well be true. And again, from what I saw, they were drinking, they were smoking.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and it looks like just a whole bunch of underage teenagers, just a whole bunch of kids. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. This is just a hard one. Like I said, it's very sad, very heartbreaking. The last thing I did read is they are treating this as a non-criminal investigation at this point. And the police want her mom. They want her to believe that this was just a freak accident. And she stated that things, it's not uncommon for things like this to happen.
But then they also did say that 8 of the people interviewed had attended the party. They were interviewing people at the party. The police were interviewed the security footage and things like that. So,
and I would just hope. I just hope and I pray that this was not a setup by her friends. I just hope, because if you can't trust, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're supposed to at least have a few girlfriends and a few friends that you're supposed to be able to trust with your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And especially that young too. That's why I always tell a lot of young people, again, from experiences of seeing people get burnt by their friends in public settings, and, almost witnessing, again, it wasn't my dorm, but it was one of our sister dorms, and someone, killing themselves from being off of acid and stuff like that. It's like, okay, where was her friends that, like, y'all supposed to be friends and stuff like that, but where were y'all at to let this girl, kill herself? And again, it's a thing of when you're young, you want to be in, and you're, in this new setting, you're in college or things like that. And I'm not concerned if this young girl was in college or not, but when you're supposed to be like, even just young, you're impressionable in the sense where you want to believe everybody are good people because you think y'all are cool, y'all chilling, y'all hanging and stuff like that. So you think, oh, they might be good people. But then at the same time, like those same people that you may think are good people, like you can really tell who your true friends are. Like it's just a feeling. But if it's just a thing where some people, their energy is rubbed the wrong way, and they may have something out against you. They may, you might have a little more than them or something, or you may, be cured than them, or something may be a trigger to them where they feel like, or a guy they might be trying to talk to might be looking at you and they feel some kind of way. And we've seen this scenario play a lot of times on movies and real life and whatever. They might be trying to get you because they in their feelings about it now, and they might want to set you up. So
it's just, it is so sad. It's very sad. So definitely prayers up, and prayers go out to the family of Kenneka Jenkins. Hopefully this mother, they say there is no rest for the weary, and I just truly believe that. I've seen all these pictures, all these videos of this poor lady just breaking down and crying. Her sisters are just stating that they don't even want to live anymore. So it's really, really sad. And again, hopefully this lady will get the answers that she needs.
yeah.
They are, like I said, it makes me think about wanting to shelter my child, and again, and at that age, you want your child to experience life, you want them to have fun and be able to hang out and have friends. But I can never ever imagine just getting a call like that, and then there's you don't have any answers is one thing, and I can't even say that, I can't compare the two. And I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but to get a call and say, hey, your child's been injured in an accident or something like that, or you need to come quickly. Okay, it was a car accident. But to get a phone call and say, we found your child's body in a freezer, and again, nobody can tell you anything.
Yeah. Like, how could you? And a freezer door got to be a little hard in that industrial setting where you can't just jimmy a freezer door open like that. If she was like that drunk and she couldn't have been trying. A lot of unanswered questions. And again, prayers to her mother, Tyrese Martin, who again is living through this nightmare where she doesn't have answers. The hotel was being very uncooperative in the beginning. You have other people that's looking at videos footage before the mother even gets to look at it. It's like, come on, like she's going through so much right now, and I can only imagine. And then it's a very sad thing. And I've made this mention too on the show before. Like, I see why now my mom, when growing up, I thought she was just being too overprotective and stuff we feel like when we're younger. But I feel like now I understand why she asked me who I was hanging out with, why she wanted to know who my friends were, why, she always called every minute of the second, second of the minute to make sure where I'm at. Am I good? Am I okay? Because now, you never know if your child is in danger, who's the company your child is keeping. Like, I understand that stuff now as an adult. So definitely, I do thank my mom for that, and my dad too. But
if someone is telling you to do something, and like I said, did someone slip something in her drink?
Yeah, because she was very zombie-like.
And they looked like they was, smoking some weed. Did they lace it with something? Those are, you know what I mean?
So many questions and not enough answers. And the Crown Plaza too. Now, I don't know if y'all remember this story. This was like back in 2013 probably, or 2012. But here in the Norfolk area, Virginia area, and Norfolk State, I think it was a homecoming, or it was a party or something that happened. And there was this young girl and this guy at the Crown Plaza in Virginia Beach on Bonnie Road. And they were just, I guess they were on Molly. Remember, this when Molly was starting to pop up around and people were starting to take it like it was, the next best Tylenol. And they were like on the like little bench seating in the close to the pool lobby area. And they were like drunk passed out, and I guess they were having sex, and they were like drunk passed out, and there were video footage and pictures and stuff like that. And you would think, okay, these two people are passed out for drugs. First off, hotel security, where the hell are you at, and why are you not watching surveillance? And they were pretty much in the open common area almost of the hotel, of a Crown Plaza hotel too. So I don't know if this is a problem with the Crown Plaza brand in general, but it's not a good look for you all, no matter what city or state you're in. And then also, too, we're in an age where everybody wanted these social media stars. Everybody wanted their video on World Star, on YouTube or IG or Snap, whatever. Y'all little niggas need to know, if someone look like it's a medical situation where they're not waking up and they too unconscious, get some damn medical help. Don't just take pictures of it and then post it on social media like, oh, you know, this is a funny thing. No, like they could have been dead, to be honest. So again, it's so many different things that a lot of young people need to be taught. Even if it's just high school level, if it's college level, freshman orientation, all that stuff. And parents in general, just teaching your kids the difference between common sense and not having no damn common sense, which should be pretty much common. It's a lot of things we just need to teach our kids. And so it won't be set interest, you know, situations like this, because who knows, we could have been amongst a lot of different Kenneka Jenkins situations and we just don't hear about it in the news. So again, it's very sad, but, you know, hopefully, you know, her mother gets the, Tyrese gets the closure and the answers that she needs. And they did an autopsy also earlier this week too. So she'll maybe get those answers as well as in her system if someone slipped her something. And then again, if these little kids knew something that was going on beforehand to add up to the story of what's going on. So it's exhausting, but it's sad.
She was such a pretty girl, cute little girl. So cute as little dimples. So it's, I can't, you know, I'm sitting here thinking, my husband is calling me. Guys, hold on.
Yes, live street radio, everybody. So moving on to another story, everybody. So we'll keep y'all updated on that when, you know, we get more information as well, people here on FNL. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to definitely keep y'all updated. Now, another story that has popped up as well, people. Speaking of another sad story that we talked about, even though I make little slight jokes about it, it's still a little sad situation. But the Bobbi Kristina Nick Gordon situation, you know how that panned out. Even though, you know, while I was Time Warner in the bathroom setting a cable, when, you know, there was no type of cable lines in the bathroom walls, we would think it's not a plumbing job. So why would, anyways?
Yeah.
I got answers from that, but maybe we'll get some answers from this movie that's going to come on TV One. But apparently, we may not be seeing it because the Bobbi Kristina estate is joining with Bobby Brown to place a lawsuit against TV One to place a stop on the movie from even premiering at all. So we know the movie's supposed to be premiering next month in October on TV One, but they're saying no, y'all not going to be watching this movie, and y'all not going to show this movie at all on TV One. So let me go to the story here. I think that Candle Peddling ass Houston might be a part of this situation too. So he already filed a lawsuit claiming the portrayal as bad debt is let's see here. Come on, phone. All right, Bobbi Kristina's estate has now joined the lawsuit claiming that the biopic violates Bobbi Kristina's right to privacy, which they claim survived her death. Bobby Brown has already claimed in his lawsuit the movie falsely chose him as a violent person towards Whitney Houston. The show suggests Bobbi Kristina witnessed an alleged abuse. He also claims the scenes show him as an unloving father. The state and Bobby want more than $2 million in damages, and they want the judge to block the airing of the show, and it's set to air next month on TV One. And it says defamatory, blah, blah, blah. Now, come on now. Bobby Brown, I remember when I was like probably 7 years old and looking at the National Enquirer in the store and seeing this image of Whitney Houston with this big-ass bandage on her face because you played a mean game of truth or truth with her. Now, if you were not abusive, sir, you would not have been locked up in jail for abusing Whitney. Now, I'm just saying. The court lies. The court don't lie.
Yeah, and apparently he's stating, from what I understand, the two, I guess, producers that produce being Bobby Brown are actually producing and directing this movie.
Oh, so they know it.
So yeah, so he's stating that they are taking depictions from that and using that in this movie, and he just basically states that it puts him in a bad light. It shows him being this hardcore drug addict, and again, like you said, this just abusive person who did not care for his daughter. And then a lot of this also has to do with this biopic is going to center on what happened after Whitney Houston died, and pretty much the relationship that he had with Bobbi Kristina, which I guess in this film is trying to portray that pretty much his relationship with her was non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of, you know, links up and hooks up. Well, she had been with Nick Gordon for a long time because, you know, he had been staying with her and Whitney Houston since they were little kids. So again, you know, how I guess they kind of feel like if he was more heavily involved with her, maybe, you know, Nick Gordon would have not, that situation would have not played out the way it did. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I can tell you I'm interested in seeing exactly what happened.
Yeah, because again, Monique doesn't get TV One on, which have Dish.
Yes, I have Dish Network.
Because we have to plan some type of situation so we can watch this movie together, everybody. Because again,
well, you got 3 bedrooms, so I'm pretty sure you can host me now.
Look, so I'm interested in seeing this movie, and again, this is a movie where I feel like it is important for people to see it because again, going back to young people and situations they be going through, young people are going through domestic violence situations. I mean, keyword Chris Brown, and I'm sorry, I'm thinking about when Got to Be Real Again. We talked about last week. What can Brown for you? What can Brown do for you?
What can Brown do for you? Not a motherfucking thing.
But Chris Brown and Rihanna, we saw that situation. They were young, 19, 20 years old. So again, you never know what young people are really going through too behind the scenes. So I feel like this movie actually may be important.
Look at Dora and Lil El DeBarge from Greenleaf.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So so yeah, I think it should be played because again, the situation with Nick and Bobbi were very toxic, and Whitney even made mention too that Bobbi Brown didn't really have a relationship with Bobbi Kristina. Bobbi Kristina made mention to it as well. So I mean, these are things that we are common knowledge to us, Bobbi Brown, and this is the same crack nigga that said that he taught Michael Jackson the moonwalk that we talked about last week on the show. So I don't trust a nigga who did coke and all this other stuff and was arrested and so many different things. I mean, you can't trust them. I mean, just make your barbecue sauce, Bobbi Brown. Worry about your new child and worry about your new kids and worry about your other adult kids, and stop trying to get this extra money from the from the Whitney Bobbi estate pot. I mean, that Candle Peddling Pat, I still don't trust her. So I mean,
yeah, and I see Vivica Fox is going to be playing Pat Houston. She actually just like her in this movie.
Yeah, and I thought she was supposed to be friends with Whitney. So Vivica, I don't think Whitney would want you to be in this movie. And then I keep calling her Janine, but Demetra McKinney, she's playing Whitney, and she actually looks like, from the scenes I've seen, and you can tell, and it brings back to the mention, like you said, the producers of Dan Bobbi Brown were a part of this production for this movie. You can tell they were part of the production because the only ever time we've ever seen Whitney in that $2 wig with that sun visor was on all those episodes of Dan Bobbi Brown. So that's what Demetra McKinney is geared up in this movie as well. So you can tell those two are going hand in hand. So I'm interested in seeing the movie, and again, I think it's a good look for everyone to look at it, and especially young people to see exactly the troubling signs you may see in a relationship that you may need to get out of, that you may need to see in the visual format just to see it. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people learned some stuff from the Felicia Blakely movie. When Love Kills a couple of weeks ago. So
I know, and I started watching that for some reason. Again, you guys know I don't have TV One, so I just happened to I was on YouTube looking at something, and the movie flashed, and I was like, okay, and this actually very clear. So I actually kind of started rewatching it again. Like you said, again, this is one of those things, just like this Bobbi Kristina movie. It's going to be one of those things where we can take from that, and hopefully it'll be a lesson learned, especially to you young girls. again, everything that glitter ain't gold. That's what my mama always told me, honey. Everything that glitter ain't gold.
No, not at all. So, when the movie premieres in October, I don't think they still give a date, but I want to say like October 3rd or some time frame around there. But definitely we'll keep y'all updated and we'll watch the movie and give y'all the updates on the ins and out of that movie in particular. So we'll now wait people to come up on this side real quick. Shout out to Live Entertainment here. So the next story we're going to talk about right now is the Janet Jackson situation. So y'all know Janet Jackson is on this tour right now. We talked about her snatched body and everything last week. We talked about how she looking good after having a little baby Issa. Is that the name, baby Issa?
His name is Baby Issa.
Yeah, because she said her East. And how when we saw the video when she said she was going to be going back on tour again, and Randy Jackson was in the background chiming in on a lot of stuff, and Janet had to tell him, "Shut up, Randy. No one's talking to you." Well, Randy, I don't look who's talking now because Randy's out here in these streets talking. So
you're right, his motherfucking mouth.
Yeah. So Randy, who last I heard he was bagging groceries at the Ralph grocery store in LA, is out here talking about Janet's relationship with her soon-to-be ex-husband, Wissam, aka the billionaire, whatever his name is, billionaire. So
go ahead, because I got some questions for Mr. Jackson.
Yeah. So in the story, he basically says that Janet was being abused in a relationship. Now, Janet on this new tour is performing What About? Now, this is a song from the Velvet Rope. Now, the Velvet Rope, if y'all don't know that album, now that's a very deep-ass album from Janet. And I remember 8 years old when that album came out, and I didn't understand a lot of the content at that time until I got a little older, but I understand like a lot of the songs now, like What About it deals with domestic abuse and things like that in the relationship. And in the tour, she hasn't performed that song since the Velvet Rope tour, and now she's bringing it back to this current tour, the State of the World tour. And I think it was the show in Houston. She broke down in the middle of this performance. She couldn't finish the performance because it was so emotional to her. Well, Randy says that she was basically being abused in her marriage with the billionaire. So he was basically saying that she was called fat, she was called a bitch, she was disrespected, she was this and that.
Right. And he said she was pretty much called a bitch on a daily basis.
Yeah. So again, that's like a thing that, you would think, okay, this is Janet, like why she would put up with this and stuff like that. But at the same time, you got to remember, good calculation, Janet, because you did, you're getting a good payback, monetarily. But again, you would think that, Janet, she appears as a strong person. She appears as someone who, will kick your ass and stuff like that. But it's very muted, if you will. But at the same time, you wouldn't think that she would be going through stuff like this. And I could have told you that she would have, because I mean, no offense to our listeners who are Muslim and whatnot, but there's a strong stigma that's been brought amongst the Muslim community in regards to some people being more abusive towards their women and more controlling. Because we saw the controlling aspect that he did have on Janet. I mean, Janet on the last tour, Unbreakable tour, just a smooth year ago, was out here in harem pants and talking about Asla and some other stuff. So, I mean, she switched from, we'll never know she was really Christian, but she switched from being Jehovah's Witness to embracing the Muslim community. And again, she changed a lot of herself. Like she wasn't doing the sexy dances anymore. She wasn't wearing skin tight clothes. She was covered up to her damn neck. She had the big hair to cover up most. I mean, so she was really living by this guy's rules. And so, I mean, again, it's a lot of things that we don't know behind the scenes that happens, So Janet pretty much, from what Randy said, endured a lot, and we just didn't know about it.
Well, Mr. Jackson, let me ask you this, sir. One, why was People Magazine reaching out to you for an interview? Secondly, who gave you permission to be telling all this? Like, why are you, like, why are you talking? It's saying this stuff. Ain't y'all's mama getting abused in elder care and adult protective services? Don't y'all need to be taking care of her? What is going on here?
Exactly. I'm like, wait, aren't you like your mother? We keep talking about her. Like when we told all y'all kids need to go get your mother because she out here getting abused by the cousins. That other Jackson, that's part of Joe's family, and you know how they like abuse in their family. So again, he hiding her cell phones and taking her.
He got the hat in the closet. Why are you talking about this when you should be taking care of old Catherine? I don't understand. And again, why did people reach out to you of all the Jacksons for an interview?
Exactly. Like this. I mean, back in the day, this was Latoya got jumped out the family for before. No one fucked with Latoya for a long time when she was spreading all everyone's information and business and stuff like that. And
then I just happened to see something tonight when I was watching TV. There was going to be a 2020 special about a Jackson by the name of Dee Dee Jackson. Did you see this commercial? I think Dee Dee Jackson was married to a Jackson. The commercial said something like, she was married to a Jackson and she wasn't married that long. She divorced whatever Jackson she was married to and then turned around and married somebody else. And then she ended up she was in an abusive situation and with some man, and something happened and she ended up dying. And so they were supposed to be, I don't know if I really want to watch it, but I'm going to try to watch it. Like my DVR, I have this thing called Prime Time. And so where it records like all of like your shows that comes on like NBC, ABC. So I think it automatically recorded it. So I want to see what's going on with that. It was like, yeah, this is the Jackson that they don't really talk about. I want to say they said that her name was Dee Dee Jackson. She was married. She married a Jackson, and then she divorced and married this other man. Like right after she divorced whatever Jackson she was married to, she was in this abusive situation.
Her name was Dolores. She was married to Tito Tom Jackson.
You know what?
She was married from Tito from 1972 to 1993. And she was 39 years old when she was drowned in her boyfriend's pool in 1994. They suspected that was accidental drowning, but her family questioned that, telling authorities that she was terrified of the water because she couldn't swim. Her fear of the water was well documented during her relationship with Tito. Speaking of People, Tito, speaking of People magazine again, another Jackson. Tito said that his initial reaction upon finding out about his ex-wife's death was drown. What was she doing in the water? Because Dee Dee and I, neither of us swim. Not to be stereotype people, black people sometimes can't swim.
Well, Dee Dee Jackson don't look like she black.
Yeah, she like, she probably other, but she has some black in her, so I guess that make her black. But and 911 called to police report the incident. She said that Dee Dee fell into the pool. Later on, he changed his story. And this from her boyfriend, Don Bahana, telling police that she jumped in after the couple were having the drinks in the jacuzzi.
That damn fucking alcohol. I don't know. This makes me, this makes me very scared for my son and my son to partake and drink and stuff like that when he gets of age to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think cops too have this thing on the contour where you can actually look at ABC's 2020. I saw a real good 2020 episode the other night too. So I'm gonna have to watch it on demand and see when it comes up there. Okay, Randy did spill a little tea though. So Randy also dispels rumors that Janet converted to Islam, noting that she's a Christian. Oh, she is Christian. She said, "I have a lot of Muslim friends and they don't act that way at all. It's a personal issue that he needs help with, and I'm going to pray for him too. But I'm not going to allow her to live in that abusive situation. She's my baby sister. Yet you allow your mother to get abused in coat closets and shit by your cousin or your nephew, whoever he is."
No what?
So again, I don't know why they let Randy talk. I mean, at the same time, you don't see Centipede. Wait, actually, he did mention Centipede in the story. Reedy, I told her, "You got to move in with me, or I'm going to go over there, and that's going to be hell." She was really pissed off. I told her, "I don't care anymore. I'm tired of it. It's too much," he says. "My mom and sister Reedy came out to London. I didn't want them to know. My parents are up there in age, so I wanted to protect them as much as possible. But now they know. Everybody in the family knows." Brandy.
Randy, you messy as a bag.
And had to bring Centipede in the story too. Now we know Centipede just has a low, lays low. She doesn't. She minds her business. She takes care of Janet's first baby. She doesn't worry about. And I'm talking about Issa. I'm talking about allegedly this Tiffany Brown, who I saw growing up hip hop last night, talking to Kristina DeBarge, trying to convince her. Now, Kristina, now you follow me on Twitter, Kristina. You can't be, this might be for a storyline too, who knows, but you can't be that gullible to know this big black girl.
Hey.
I'm just saying. And she's from Philly. Now, she might be a little scammer, but this Tiffany has no type of Jackson anything to her, no Jackson 5 nostril. She has no type of DeBarge light skinness to her. Janet wasn't a dark baby, so you know what I mean. Just doing the colors. If I need to go to Color Wheel to do some math for you all real quick, the shit just ain't matching. So I mean, again, I guess supposed to know the DNA results on next week's season finale of Growing Up Hip Hop on WeTV next week at 9 p.m.
Damn DNA results.
Next week it's going to be up there. So since Mama DeBarge out here speaking and stuff like that, convincing us that Tiffany is James DeBarge and Janet Jackson's first child. But I mean, again, Randy, just stop messing with people. And it kind of makes sense because Randy was in that video with Janet again when she was announcing that she is going through this divorce and that she is going back on tour, and then Randy called her fat and stuff. So I mean, but Randy just talks too damn much though. You got that one sibling that need to shut the fuck up, and that's just going to be Randy. Go back to Bag and Groceries at Ralph's with Marlon. The other Jackson that we don't speak of. So I mean, I guess we'll see what happens in the court PDF files when that time comes. So moving on to another story here. Let me pull up my list of stories that we have coming up next now. So Moniece Slaughter. So we don't really talk much about Moniece because it seems like she's been on the up and up as of late on what's the damn show? Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, as every Love and Hip Hop storyline goes, or every cast member, they always got to be in some fuck shit, dealing with some schemes and some scams. So let me pull up the story here involving this.
Don't make any kind of sense. I could not follow this. I've read it like 3 times trying to see if I could put some pieces together and figure out what was going on.
And the puzzle pieces just didn't quite fit. Now,
not at all.
According to a friend who alleged that Moniece's former NBA star boyfriend wrote checks in the friend's name to pay Moniece's rent. So Timothy Clayton Rohakar, I don't know what type of name, claims that he used to be Moniece's good friend and saved her from homelessness. She had no credit, and he helped her help by funding a bank account. So in the PDF files Thursday for a restraining order, claimed that the former NBA star Joe Smith wrote checks from Timothy's account in Timothy's name. Timothy then says Moniece started dating Akon again. What? When he started dating Akon again, she had dated him before, and that pissed off Joe, who canceled the check out of spite and made up a lie that Timothy robbed Joe. Timothy says that in December he was robbed at gunpoint and believes Moniece set him up. He also says he used her celebrity to slander him and gay bash me.
Yeah. It just didn't make any type of sense. I don't know what's really going on here.
It's just, I'm going to leave that story right there in God's hands. I don't know what's going on with that. Good luck to you, Timothy, and your quest for your checks. Like Monique, it's just not coming back. But
okay.
But yeah, I don't understand that story. But anyway, so
did you say Timothy? What was the last part you read? Timothy got jumped.
Got robbed at gunpoint, and Monique set him up.
Okay.
Okay, Monique.
This is not a threat.
But it is a threat. You hear it hit people first on FNL Live. So moving on to another Love Hip Hop Atlanta star, well, a lot of Love Hip Hop star now. He just don't make no damn sense in the world, but I guess we're going to continue to let him live because I guess he's living his best life after it's going down. And I guess he got to make a headline some type of way. So Young Jock, who we've been talking about him for the past year and a half now, when he had that. How can we describe his hairdo? He still got this whole
a conch.
he got this whole MC Light style now. And shout out to MC Light too. We didn't mention her. I think we were on break on the show, but she did get married. It was to a male.
It was to a man.
Look.
So God does still work wonders.
Not saying, but just saying. But anyways, so he had like a Moniece, MC Light type of hairstyle from the 1990 Coat Rocker Party hairstyle and everything like that. So now here he comes, walking down the streets of Atlanta in this long ass Fashionova 1997 high school prom dress from the episode of Sister when they both wore identical prom dresses like everybody else there. And with the Anne Klein from Macy's type of top layer across the top, like Ann Taylor dresses at Macy's. My mom got a few of them. They always got that like piece of jewelry type of situation around the neck, or you go to K&G or Burlington Coat Factory, you see a lot of moms get it for Easter Sunday or for Mother's Day. So I was like, okay, sir, why are you walking down the street in this dress for one? And I mean, he tried to justify the reasons that he's living his best life and that he's promoting 4 shows. He's on Hip Hop Squares, Love Hip Hop Atlanta. Now he said he might be on Love Hip Hop Atlanta. So I mean, when Scott didn't clear that check yet, that contract for the next season. And he said he's on what's this new show on VH1 they got coming out called Scared Straight or something like that, or something. It's like a Halloween show that they're going to be like in this haunted situation. So it's that show, and then also what's the what show he's talking about? Oh, Leave It to Stevie. So in his little rant, he said that I knew this type of backlash would come from the shit. But let me address 1 and 2 things real quick. For those of you so quick to call on the Illuminati and say I sold my soul, tell me how I sold my soul. I fucked around. Some shit had to happen in the situation. I had to man up, put on a fucking dress. Guess what? It's just a thread. Some shit a man made. It's a thread. It's nothing. Now, if you give me a shield and a spear and put on a goddamn leather metal belt around my waist, that might look like a motherfucking Roman, 300 Sparta. That's not the case. All I'm going to say is quit being so judgmental, people. It's threads. Man.
Well, and people, there you motherfucking have it. Young Jock is once again attention seeking, just like he did when he first got that hairdo that he got.
I mean.
Yeah. Oh, he's always been a character or whatever. He's, even on Love and Hip Hop, he's just funny. I think that's what he's there to do, is just make you laugh. So,
yeah.
It was him. I can take him or leave him.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess this is what happens when the water runs dry. So, I don't know. So anyway, move on to another story too, people. So y'all know, if you grew up in a household watching TV every day, and not even grew up in a household, but it's been like the past 10, 15 years now. But y'all know the Honey Bunches of Oats commercials. You always know the commercial on that because when you see Baby, we never had a name for her too. She's like our beloved
Hot Pass Auntie.
And we don't even know her real name. We know her name, but then we keep forgetting the name because we just have a name for it. Just honestly.
She said her name Glenda. Is that what her name is?
Well, I forgot we did mention her name because that's when y'all were out here calling Jerry Rice a coon and everything. He had a chicken wing on his damn helmet. Once upon a time, early in the season of the show, but so we never knew this lady's name, but her name is Diane Hunter. And after 40 years of working at the factory at the Honey Bunches of Oats Post cereal factory, she is retiring, people. Now, I know retirement is going to be very lovely, everybody, because she's been in these commercials for the past 15 years, making us want to get some Honey Bunches of Oats. In 2015, a production employee at one of the Post cereal factories in Battle Creek, Michigan, appeared as herself in several memorable ads for Honey Bunches of Oats, and since become recognized as the unofficial face of the brand. So according to BuzzFeed, one of her co-workers said Diana retired last Friday and is a good friend that will be missed, as working in the factory for more than 40 years. So she put in her time, people. And her first Honey Bunches of Oats commercial, Diana wearing a hairnet and a red heart hat says, "I get out of work and I get out, go and I got to the what the hell? I get out of work and I got to the store and somebody smells around. I smell cookies. I said, "Oh no, you just smell me. I just got out of work. That's Honey Bunch's votes." So we seen her in the commercials all the time. Giving you all types of realness and teas and everything as far as what Honey Bunch's vote brings to the table. So she's been in these commercials for a long time, and I guess it is time for her to retire. I mean, so post Syria, I hope y'all giving her a nice retirement check, a good retirement package. I know that 401k is out the roof, and I know she's about to live her best life now. Unlimited supply of Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yeah, so, I was gonna say, ain't nothing you can do but live your motherfucking best life.
Yes, so and so she's doing her time, and so clap bravo to you, Miss Diane Hunter, for retiring from post Syria Honey Bunches of Oats, and maybe you be the CEO of somebody because you actually made me want to get them. I'm not gonna lie, cause I was one of the people that didn't eat Honey Bunches of Oats like that, but until she got in the commercials, I actually started eating them from there. I don't eat the ones with the strawberries. I just eat the regular old Honey Bunches of Oats and sprinkle me a little sugar in there just to bring a little flavor to it. But it's good. So, move on to one of our Foolishness stories, Foolishness Express stories of the night, people.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna save that one for last. We'll talk about. But this one, let me get this story situated for this one too, people. I gotta make sure y'all hear this story real quick because it's some white shit if I ever heard it myself. So this young man, and we talk about a lot of different stories here on the show dealing with a lot of different things that may happen with family members and things like that. And with the Christmas holiday coming up, people, just be mindful of your kids and how crazy they are. Then also be mindful of the gifts that you get them. And then just be mindful too if you need to, return the ass back to sender or something because they might just be a little off the rocker a little bit. So this young man, let me get to the story here, people. So
yeah,
he shot and killed his mother because he didn't let her she didn't let him keep a puppy. So 19-year-old Andrew David Wilson fatally shot his mother in the back of the head while she slept after she told him he couldn't keep a puppy in their home. So he brought the puppy home a few weeks earlier, but his mother told him he had to take it to his father's house. So he's been charged with murder of Lisa Marie Wilson and felony firearm possession. So he called police early Friday morning to say he returned to their Wheatfield Township, Michigan home to find his mother dead in the bedroom. So then Andrew Wilson later told detectives that he used a rifle from a locked cabinet and shot his mother in the back of the head while she was sleeping. Police discovered the .22 Magnum, which the 19-year-old discarded on the drive on back roads. He was not bond on as arraignment Monday and scheduled to be in court on the 28th of September. So again, it's not worth it to kill your mother over a damn puppy now. Just take him to your father's house. And this one, kids don't have enough damn discipline and not enough, beatings in their life.
Okay, let's back up. You say he was 9 or 19?
19.
Okay, yeah, you old enough to know fucking better. You want a goddamn puppy, bitch, you get your own goddamn place. And then you bring your puppy and you can let it do whatever the fuck you want to do. Okay.
But killing your mother over a damn puppy now, that's not even, oh my goodness.
Sensible whatsoever.
No. So, this next story, people, let me get this up. This is our last Foolishness story of the night, everybody. So let me just tweet you all this story real quick so I can take the picture for y'all. Okay, I actually saw the video come in. They actually had to tell me about this video. And I was like, oh, what video are you talking about? Because, I love a good fast food story. Y'all know I love a good fast food story when it comes to the Foolishness Express stories here on the show. So, I was like, okay, let me just glance at this story, look at this video real quick and everything and see what we got talking about. So, in the video, let me get to it real quick, people. And this is when iPhone starts messing up. Okay, again, I told y'all when iPhones come out with the new phones, your phones start fucking up. Even when I got this new whole situation right now. So in North Carolina, everybody. So, North Carolina is already questionable because I think y'all are a red state too in the whole race and everything, the whole presidential race. So Wendy Rios, who was on the receiving end of a verbal attack, posted a video on Facebook on September 9th after a McDonald's employee in Charlotte, North Carolina was fired after she was popping off and making racist remarks towards Wendy. So the McDonald's worker asked Rios, "Can you spell deportation?" The McDonald's patron said in her Facebook post that the woman in the video went off after she asked in order if her order was complete. She asked that her followers share the clip. So it's now been viewed almost 500,000 times. And Rios told the Charlotte NBC affiliate station she continued to urge the woman to verbally assault her to repeat her remarks so she had proof. I kept saying, do it again, because I wanted to have proof that she said that to me. So George Forrest, a McDonald's franchisee, released a statement saying that they don't condone it, basically, and that it was inexcusable. The actions of the employee were inexcusable and in no way reflect the strong values McDonald's and my organization placed on diversity, inclusion, and providing a welcoming experience for our customers. This individual is no longer employed at my restaurant, and we have expressed our sincerest apologies to the customer for the situation. But Rio says that she has not been contacted by anyone from McDonald's headquarters at all. Now, you would think too, now, you know me, if I was in that situation, I'd be the first call to customer service. I fuck waiting for a response. Like, I'm calling y'all on demand. Every phone number, I've called McDonald's a few times too to express some concerns when y'all didn't want to use my mobile coupon apps and claim that it expired 2 days early. But the phone clearly says that this coupon expires on this date, and I'm using it on this date that it expires on. So I did have to call into McDonald's a few times myself back in the day, but I don't eat McDonald's like that anymore anyways.
Yeah, I was going to say, apparently this lady did something wrong, so she needs to get with your ass, and you can tell her how to get all kind of the type of free shit that she will ever need. You can set her up for the rest of her natural born life.
Yes, even though McDonald's will fuck your stomach up, I mean, it's still good to know that you have some free food on deck if need be. So, you know, if those nights you don't have to cook anything, you don't want to spend no money, at least you can know that you can have some free McDonald's. But again, when I looked at the video, I was like, can you spell deportation? I'm like, girl, I don't even think you can spell it. You know, because you had to ask her.
When I first saw the headlines, I'm thinking that this is somebody like my cousin's age, the drafting worker, but you was every bit in your 50s cutting up and acting like that. But this apparently was all over the fact that the lady asked for some extra ketchup.
Yeah, what's some fucking extra ketchup? Now y'all McDonald's workers. Now shout out to y'all who might be watching the show and everything like that, but y'all get hella offended when we ask y'all if the ice cream machine working today, or ask you why the ice cream machine never worked, even though we saw that one picture where y'all McDonald's did fire a guy for posting a picture of y'all keeping a dirty ass machine. But it's still like, look, we're consumers. We want to ask these questions. Like, y'all getting paid a nice little handsome amount of money at McDonald's for working drive-through and stuff like that, and cooking some cold ass French fries. But we just need to know, like, look, why the fuck ice cream machine never works? That's what we need to do. We need to get a McDonald's employee on the show, former or current. If you don't want to lose your job, I'd rather you be a former employee. I just want to ask questions like, why the ice cream machine of all locations across the whole nation, why they never work? And y'all advertise these 49-cent ice cream cone deals, but the ice cream machine never works. I just don't know. I never had this issue with Wendy's. I had an issue with Wendy's, where Wendy's machines always stay on deck, though. The frosty machine's always working. You can always kind of get the milkshake from Burger King. But McDonald's, the place you want to get like a little McFlurry from, you can't even get a McFlurry because the ice cream machine always broke. Like, come on now. So, I mean, baby girl, you're about 50-some years old working drive-through at McDonald's. You need to reevaluate your life plans and your goals.
But apparently she's been fired, so she got all the time in the world to reevaluate.
And you can't get unemployment.
And over again.
You fuck stuff up because now you can't get unemployment because, you know, you can't get fired. And you live in North Carolina, Charlotte. I'm pretty sure Peter Thomas not going to hire you at Sports One Bar None, whatever the restaurant is called. So at 50, you can be a greeter at Walmart. You know, we do mention this a lot of the time for our older listeners who need a job, who need something very quick. At Walmart, they always look for a greeter, always look for a cashier at
But I tell you, Chick-fil-A always needs somebody to refill the sweet tea.
They're not gonna hire her. I mean, she probably already, you know, McDonald's, you know, Chick-fil-A, those employees are angels. You know, they say my pleasure, thank you, yes. You know, they're very nice. They're angels on earth there.
No, they Donald Trump.
Yeah, so they're not gonna hire that motherfucker there. Let's see what else. At grocery store, you know, Publix or Bilo. Do they still make Bilo supermarkets? Or I think Publix bought y'all out. But still, somewhere, you know, a Food Line, very big in North Carolina, so you can work at Food Line, so, and be a cashier there and run them out off at the mouth there. But again, it's not worth to lose your job over a bag of ketchup. It's really not. Just, but hey, lessons learned, people. Lessons learned. So, we went through a lot of the stories tonight, everybody. We definitely told y'all we're gonna have like a top 10 list of the stories we're gonna talk about, and we talked about a little more. But let's get educated as always here on the show. You know, that's one thing we do on FNL Radio is that we talk about these stories, but we get our reasons behind the stories. We try to see it from every angle. You know, I ask too many questions because I don't have enough answers, so y'all know I always have my vivid mind of this. I have a vivid mind tonight of any foolishness tonight of, you know, why something happened, like, you know, I've had stories about why people kill someone with chicken nuggets and stuff like that. But, you know, we do have, you know, a lot of information for you all. So it happens and applies to your real life. So we definitely update you on a lot of different things, people. So we definitely do thank you all for tuning in tonight, everybody.
Yes, people.
We are now on YouTube. So you can watch us on youtube.com/DLCENT10. Remember to like and subscribe the videos or subscribe to the channel, everybody. I don't think I'm going to Delaware. I don't. So I'm going to work on putting these audio clips together so that we can have the audio format back on iTunes as well, people. But instead of saying that, you know, on FNL, because we really, you know, we sometimes do a show on Friday, sometimes we do a show on Saturday, sometimes we do a show on Sunday, who knows. So we're just going to say from now on that every weekend, you know, depending on what day it is, you'll get an FNL radio show, or FNL live show, everybody. So again, thank you for being patient with this new journey that we're going on right now. Again, you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Doc MRDLC, on Snapchat at the Doc Report, on Instagram at MR_DLC. Follow Monique at CookieLove1980 on Twitter and the Facebook page. I keep forgetting to tell y'all what the web address is or how to like the page, but I want to make sure I put it in the caption below on the video so that you'll know where you can like our Facebook page as well, so you can stay up to date on a lot of Facebook information as far as FNL Radio as well. And yeah, I'm about to go try to find some food, people, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Hopefully you all stay safe, people, and remember, if we didn't teach you anything on the show dealing with the Kenneka situation, hopefully you all that's going out tonight will take heed to anything that we at least did try to dish out to you all, people, because it's a very real thing. So
please use the buddy system if you're going to go out.
Yes, people. And then if you got to fight somebody, people, depending on the situation, but usually don't bust people's heads with the bottles, though, people.
Use your words, people. Use your motherfucking words.
I mean, because sometimes words do cut sharper than a knife, though. Like, you got to know how to really read somebody or to really clap back at somebody when it comes to a situation like that, people. Then they might stab you, but then you still got to stab them back, too. So, I mean, come on. So, just depending on the situation, people, you got to protect yourself. But I do thank you all for watching tonight, everybody. So, you all have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. And we'll check you all next weekend here on FNL Live, everybody. So, you all have a good rest of the night, everybody. And peace.
Peace.